Hello and good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our first Medit Trainers Corner webinar for India. My name is Dr. Sagarika Parab and I'm a trainer here at Medit. Today's webinar is also going to be recorded and will be uploaded on our YouTube channel, Medit Academy, for your reference. Here in Medit's Corner, we aim to get online about once a month to share your latest updates, new features, or sometimes new workflows with Medit as well. So if you have any questions, or if you want us to cover anything specific, please email to us at india.st@medit.com. That is india.st@medit.com. We now also have a WhatsApp users group for Indian users where we are all online over here. And any questions, any unique queries that you may have, we are here to take care of you and answer directly. So, moving on. Now it's time to address what we all have gathered here today for. Today we'll be covering the new updates and changes in the new Medit Link version 3.2 that was released on 7th of December 2023. I'll be going over the main improvements and new features today. May not be able to cover all of it due to time constraints, but we think all of them reflect Medit's continuous dedication to improving the workflow for clinics and labs. And you'll be able to experience once again how, with Medit's software updates, your scanner will not be the same as yesterday. We begin by covering the updates in the scanning software first itself. For better segregation and understanding, we introduce them in 5 key points. The first key point is the powerful AI. Here, we try to reduce hassle with automation so that you can click less and work less. So the first feature that has been added in the AI base is a smart scan review stage. To reach this stage, you first have to acquire the maxilla, mandible, and occlusal scan data. And after scanning, you'll be able to check all the critical aspects of the scan data in one window, one single stage, where the AI technology will provide an automated analysis all in one window. With the help of this useful feature, you will, for example, be able to check whether sufficient scanning has been achieved or not, or whether any additional actions may be required before you actually complete the case. It should serve as a really valuable tool for all, whether you are just starting out or as a new starting as a new user or a user who is well versed with the digital prosthetic workflow. Getting further into it, the first aspect that you can check in the smart scan review stage is the insufficient tooth reduction, which means you can check the tooth preparation for prosthesis, such as crowns, bridges, and copings, and based on your settings value, the area that may require further tooth reduction will be marked in blue, as shown on the figure on the left. The second thing that you can check is the occlusal contact. All of the occlusal contact points will be marked in pink, so you can ensure that the occlusal is acquired correctly. These two features were also available in the previous version, but you had to go to each function separately and check everything one by one. Now you can view all the data automatically with fewer clicks. Moving on to the next stage, that is the reviewing data with low reliability. This can also be checked at once on the basis of AI technology. The third tool that we have the third tool that you can check in this stage is the insufficient data acquisition. Areas on prepared teeth or their adjacent that require additional scanning are marked with smart arrows. And the fourth thing that you can check is the layered data. This is a new one. Areas where multiple levels of data may be created during scanning due to blood or saliva can now be visualized and displayed in yellow. So, for example, you're working on a restoration or an implant case. The margin has to be very, very clear. AI will now be able to guide the user whether he or she should do a rescan by pointing out to those areas where the data is a double layer because of blood or saliva. Our R&D team further advises to trim that area and rescan to make sure that you acquire the correct data. A short note here is layered data occurs when there is improper scanning strategy applied. Do be sure to practice the recommended scan strategy. So to summarize, there are 3 types of information in the smart scan stage that are expressed through color, and one is through smart arrows. All of this will allow you to make a quick scan data analysis in the last stage before finishing the case so that you can minimize the risk of patient having to return for additional scans or the hassle of explaining the lab for adjustments. Next is the HD mode has also been improvised for a more efficient working process. In the previous version, if you scanned a specific area with an HD mode, all of the arch data was actually processed in high resolution, although visibly it did not appear that way. But now, but now, yeah, but now all the resolution is applied only on the designated HD scan areas, which allow us to save processing time and file storage. In this software version, the HD data is also sharper than before. We do recommend to keep the default settings like we just showed in the video to have the high resolution data processing applied to HD data scan only, rather than both SD and HD scan data. If you need to change those settings, you can always return to this video to see how to adjust them later. Also, please be aware that the HD mode is not supported in i600 models. The second improvement related to HD mode is that with Medit's AI technology, prepared teeth can now be automatically detected, and if you turn the relevant settings on, the high resolution data will be automatically produced around the prep teeth area. So you can save yourself from having to do any extra manipulations, such as having to manually select the prep teeth area. All right, so now moving on to the next key point is the efficient workflow. In this section, we are going to show how you can work more comfortably with the new edentulous scanning process. In the edentulous process, starting from denture scan was not possible before, but it's possible now in the new software version. And I'm going to explain to you what it means a little bit more. Before, the patient's oral data was required to be able to perform a denture scan, and only that way the alignment was possible in the program. As you saw in the video on the left, if there was no oral data, the denture scan icon will not be activated. So if you want to start from the denture scan first, you'd have to scan in another stage and then merge with the oral data by doing the alignment in the third-party software, like say, for example, Exocad. However, now, as you may see, if you yeah, so now if you want to so now as you see in the video on the left, there is no oral data in the denture scan, could not be activated. So now, as you may see in the video on the right hand side, the order in which you can scan does not matter anymore. You can start the scanning from either the denture or the gingiva, and manually merge with the patient's oral data will still be possible. All right. The next function we are going to explain can be useful for implants or denture cases who have an existing, or for patients who have an existing denture, or it can be utilized for the overdentures or all our next cases as well. All right. As you can see in the video, even if the implant placement has already been done, it is possible to do the alignment with the denture's inner surface, and you'll be able to see it in the video just after we finish scanning. So you can do the alignment with the denture's inner surface manually, and you'll be able to check the vertical dimensions right away. It'll now show you how to actually manually align the inside of it. There you go. If you scan with the abutment connected, you will also be able to design teeth and 3D print them or make them a temporary denture right away. In this way, same-day delivery has become easier, and overall work process has also been simplified. We now have an entire uh, data of the patient along with the vertical dimension. All right, moving on to the third key point is improved scanning experience. And this is probably the most positive feedback that we have received from our users who use the beta stage. So basically, when the scanning loses its track, scanning is resumed from the area already acquired from the area already which has already been acquired uh, in the previous version. So let's take a look at the video to be able to see a better comparison of what it used to look like before versus now. So if you take a look at the video on the left, you'll be able to see the scan it takes more time to recover once it loses the track. But as we on the right hand side, you can see it is much smoother. We have also worked on improving the user experience by preventing misalignment and ensuring that objects' structures are represented accurately without any distortion in area where misalignment could easily occur, such as, for example, anterior regions. Also, the alignment of the maxilla and mandible during an occlusal scan has been improvised. So it makes it possible to minimize unnecessary time you may spend on rescans and wait for the occlusion to align. Please know that there must be a slight lag in the videos due to the webinar platform. All right, so the next video is actually related to the lab scanners or model scanners, tabletop scanners, whatever you may call it. So Medit has also worked on improving the scanning experience for our lab partners. As you can see from the video, the software can assess acquired data for any areas where scan may be insufficient, and after calculating the optimal scan angles, it will perform an additional scan automatically if necessary. Since the software is acquiring data on its own and thus minimizing actions that need to be taken by users, it is definitely saving our users time and effort. Our fourth key point is visual enhancement. With some of our new visual enhancement, you can enjoy an even more intuitive user interface. So the first one is the first advantage I'm going to talk about is about the new library alignment video. So basically, using our AI matching function has become easier with the new library window. So you can work more efficiently, especially in cases with multiple implants. As you can see in the video on the left, the previous version, you had the tabs for all the teeth, the entire arch. So it was hard to distinguish which teeth the numbers the library had actually been assigned to. And now the assigned library can be viewed in one separate window and matched from it, as you can see in the video on the right hand side. Also, in cases with multiple implants where simultaneous alignment of scan bodies could be hard because they are situated so close to each other, the path is overlapping, library data can now be clubbed together and managed in groups. Our last key point for the scanning software is more functionality, so you can have certain things popping out just when you need them. One of the ways of the functionality has been improved is by making the preparation review function show up only in cases where prep review is actually necessary. As you may recall, it used to show up in all maxilla and mandible stages, regardless of what has been input into the form information. But the setting has changed to make it show up only when crown procedure related from form information has been registered. For example, crown, pontic, implant, post and core, etc. So in case if the preparation review button isn't visible sometimes, please don't wonder where it's gone. This would also mean that now you'll have to use the tool, the complete form will now have to be filled before we start scanning. All right. So now that we have covered the main updates in the scanning software, let's now talk a little bit more about the updates in the Medit Link app and web. So in this section, we can also explain it in three points: easier data management, better accessibility, and simple workflow. All of these things that Medit is ultimately dedicated to accommodating its users with. So first, let's view how you can manage your data assets more easily in the new Medit Link. Management of patient information has now become a lot more convenient. We have brought up a brand new patient tab on the main menu on the left hand side, and the same can be viewed in the web version as well. You can now easily search for your patients, edit their information, and even merge their information to increase your work efficiency. You can also enjoy the new export option for each patient information management. You can view a case in the case box and select specific results you would like to export. You can also filter the list by date, patient, form information, etc., and export the filtered list to Excel. For instance, you could export a list of crown cases by month. We think this kind of data management will especially be useful for large clinics that need to extract statistics or process large amounts of data, for example, Power BI, dashboard, etc. Next, we also have worked on improving our users' accessibility to a couple of things so that everything that you need can be within your reach. This is the Medit Link screen that you would see when you first log in. The menu bar's user interface has been improved so that our users can get an increased accessibility to the web version. The web menus that were somewhat hard to find before, such as My Info, Membership, Medit eShop, etc., have been combined together in one place in the new version so that you can access the desired web pages from the app faster. So now you will be able to see you'll be able to access it on by looking at something like on the right hand side of your screen. Finally, toward the last part of this presentation, we'll talk a little bit about how we are simplifying the workflow by leaving out only the essentials. There used to be two types of partnerships for lab orders. A regular partnership, which allowed you to create and order cases, and a partnership with contracts, which allowed you to also make payments through the Medit Link platform. The second one will now be discontinued, leaving out only the regular partnership available. This option is being removed due to low usage rate of the payment service system. Therefore, the menu tab that were related to the payment services are impractical now and will now be removed, and only the essentials remain. For an existing partners who had a contractual relationship, a regular partnership will be applied from now on. The new menu will therefore look like this. The payment tab on the left-hand side menu has been removed. My price list tab has been removed, and KCP and Stripe payments have now been terminated. So to conclude with a few closing remarks, one of our users who had been trying out the beta version shared this feedback with us. The new beta version seems to fix a load of issues I had with the old version. It makes the new version 10 times more usable. We really hope that you'll feel the same about this. Finally, I would like to emphasize that the content of this has been prepared on the basis of the beta version, meaning the official version is actually released on 7th December, and there may be a couple of changes a little bit different from what we showed to you today. So please be sure to check the official release notes, as they not only reflect the final information, but also include comprehensive information, including the features and improvements that not have been introduced in this video. For the last part, I want to actually just go over a small video. There is sometimes, but not always, we have to do GPU updates when there are new updates that come with Medit, right? So a lot of the doctors, a lot of users were not aware of how do you get a GPU update done. So I'm going to just share a short video showing how you can do the graphic card update for NVIDIA graphic cards.
In this video, we'll explain how to update the driver for the NVIDIA graphics card. Not updating may also result in lower quality scan data. It is advised to always keep your driver up to date. NVIDIA GeForce drivers can now be updated directly from the update notification message. The quickest and easiest way to update manually is to go to Device Manager Display Adapters, and then right-click on the NVIDIA graphics card. Another option for updating is to install the NVIDIA GeForce Experience. If you opt to update via GeForce Experience, you must download and install the software from their homepage. After logging in, it will automatically find the latest drivers for your graphics card. Update your graphics card driver now and enjoy a comfortable scanning experience.
So now towards coming to the end of it, we are now going to have a short QR session for whoever wants to ask us any questions. On the screen also you can see three QR codes. The first one is a QR code for our Medit Indian users WhatsApp group. Here we are trying to get together all of our end users. We are also going to be here as Medit trainers on the group. If there are any queries that you may have, any questions you may have, not of course not sales, but any any clinical queries that you may have, we are here to answer them. So please join our WhatsApp Indian users group. We also have a Medit Academy YouTube channel. Any unique feature that has come up, anything that is that has been most asked for, as the video for that has most definitely been made and uploaded on YouTube. So please go and have a look. And third, and one of the most important, I would say, is Medit Academy. So Medit Academy is a platform. It's a beautiful platform for you to learn everything there is to know about Medit software, right? From how to make a case to how to create unique designs. Everything is there on the academy. It's a self-paced course. It's completely free of cost, and it's a self-paced course-based learning, wherein you are, by the end of it, there's all of your questions are going to be answered on that. So do check it out. Do let me know if there is do let us know how useful that was. But I urge you to strongly to log in and finish the course, take the course, and take the benefit of Medit Academy. All right, so are there any questions that we would have? A reminder again that this particular video will also be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So if there's anything that you would want to check again, you have that for your reference on our Medit Academy YouTube channel. You can also share any any queries or any feedback that you may have on india.st@medit.com. That's india.st@medit.com. Okay, I have one question here. How should I, how should I, okay, how should I rescan if I can see colors and data from the review stage? So one of the, it is a review stage wherein you will have to, one second. Okay, so in the review stage, you are it is only after you acquire the maxilla mandible and the occlusal data is when the review stage will get activated. You will be able to view all of the data once once you're done with the occlusion. So it is just before the complete button on the workflow. Another question I have here today is how should I do a proper scan? What is the scan technique? Okay, this may not be in the scope of this webinar, but just to help you out, on the top left, whenever you do a scan, on the top left hand side of the scan page, there is a question mark. That would have, if I'm not wrong, about 12 to 15 videos, 4 of which would tell you how exactly what is the scan strategy that Medit follows for a full arch, half arch, and for occlusion. So do have a look on the top left hand side of your scan page. Alternatively, Medit Academy YouTube also has a video on the perfect scan strategy. Another question I have over here personally is, do I need a pre-op scan to check the review? So you don't actually need a pre-op. Scan to check the tooth reduction, but you do need to define as to how much tooth reduction needs to be done. So basically it will measure from the antagonist how much ever tooth reduction has been done already for your and it will let you know in blue color like how much reduction is remaining and how much is already been done. So you can also set the values in there'll be a new tab which has been added in the settings button in the scan, wherein it says scan analysis. So you can actually set up all of your values over there. You should okay, so you should rescan now when you see a color, when it comes to somebody asked a question, when you see a color, say for example for double layer, it is always better to trim that area, redo if it's a problem with the say for example tooth reduction, it's better to trim that area, do your tooth reduction, and then rescan that area. uh, Similarly for double layer, you must always trim that particular area and rescan it, so that you are very confident and sure about the data that you have captured. Are you guys planning? Okay, so now moving forward, we would want to come here at least once a month for with all these small updates, small informative webinars. We are now planning for Medit app webinars. So we will be taking one webinars, one applications. Try to cram as much as we can in the 40-minute window that we have. But we will be starting a webinar for Medit apps. We are planning to bring out a calendar or schedule in the next month, starting from next year January onwards, and it would be posted on all of our socials. So we will be there on our WhatsApp. Sorry, it will be there of course in our WhatsApp users group. It'll be there on Facebook. It'll be there on Instagram. Everything. Okay. Somebody has raised the hand. I'm sorry, I cannot see anybody's raised the hand. Okay. Any questions? Please put it in the chat box as well, or you can ask a question. I may not be able to unmute y'all. One question is, do we need color calibration for taking shades? So no, we do not require a color calibration. We basically shade is it's a tool that we have in our shade guide. In our toolkit basically. So you do not require to calibrate anything. It's an AI based thing. So all you have to do is just select the tool, select the area that you want to take the shade on, click on it, and it'll click on the dropper, and it will automatically give you the shade. It will actually give you three shade which it thinks is the closest, out of which it will star mark the one which it thinks is the most perfect one. Does it create a diagnosis scanner as an AORL? Yes, it actually has. We have a report that comes in. I didn't understand exactly what in terms of diagnosis report, in terms of what, sir? Report meaning what? Does it give you like an Excel format or something? Excel, I'm not sure. I don't think so. I can ask and I can let you know what the thing is. Okay. Oh, sorry. So we do not have anything in Excel format as a report, but it gives you a visual report that everything gives you in a visual format. It will show you color based, but nothing, if I'm not wrong, nothing that can be extracted out. Not yet, I would say. With Medit, we never know like what would be the new latest update. Something some innovative thing that they may add in with the next. Okay, so that's a great question. Okay, so basically, where is the metal scan button? We had this question in our WhatsApp users group as well. So metal scan is now they have integrated into the scanning itself. So now you don't have to basically go and click extra, the button extra for kind of like turning on the metal scanning. There is also alternatively in the scan settings again, there is a metal scan button that you just need to keep on. So automatically the scanner will now kind of detect shiny surfaces and adjust itself accordingly to take the metal scan. Do check it out. Do try out the new metal scanning. It's the reviews are phenomenal. No, sir. Right now, it does not allow the diagnosis of uh, the preps, etc. Right now cannot be downloaded in PDF format. All right. Okay, with this, I think we come to the end of our session. Thank you very much for giving us valuable time. We are here. We are Medit sales. We are Medit training team here, based in India. Please connect with us on all our socials on Medit India users group. We are here to support you in whatever way we can. Okay. Sorry, one last question we have is, so one last request. Yes, sir. I would request Medit to get this feature wherein we can export the PDF to the patients. So PDF in terms of what? Would you want a diagnosis of, so what is where the caries are, where where there is a missing tooth, all of that? Then yes, I will definitely give the feedback for that. We will write it down. But what you can right now do actually is you can send I'm sure you know this, but we can send a link of the patient's scan to them, which they can view. They do not have to download or anything. They don't have to download any extra video, any extra application or anything like that. And it's safeguarded because you give the permission to download a scan or no. They can just view it on their phone. They can have a look at it. They can move it actually like a 3D scan. And kind of view, see, take an opinion from from the people back home or something like that. So that can be done in Medit right now. It is called as Medit Share. So you can case talk. It's basically called as case talk, where you can share a link of the patient's case to them. All right. Thank you very much. We shall close, and we will be meeting in month on month. I hope to see all of you all in the next Trainers Corner. Stay tuned and see you soon. Bye bye.